Good morning.
Good morning.
We're starting out on day 20 this morning on a brisk, little bit windy day. Supposed to be cool and windy most of the morning. I had a great night's sleep here at the Quinta San Francisco. We're here in Castrojeriz and we're heading to Fromista today. Can't say enough about the dinner last night. We had a great dinner. Got into bed fairly early and not a cloud in the sky this morning. A beautiful morning. And we're ready to get started. Have a great day. Evening. We've come to the end of day 20, a day that we thought was going to be a little bit shorter day than what we had yesterday, but we went from 28 kilometers yesterday to 27 kilometers today, so it was actually another big day, which in my opinion today was probably maybe the toughest day that we've had so far, not necessarily physically, but somewhat physically. What I mean by that is that the weather was tough and you really couldn't get into a groove. We started out this morning at about 40 degrees, bright sunny day. It was great. And we started up the mountain for a climb it was a pretty good climb, and we got to the top of the climb and of course you're sweating from the climb, and then the wind started. And the wind was just relentless most of the day. I hadn't put anything up around my neck or head on any day so far, but I had to today because the wind was blowing so constant and so hard that you couldn't, once you're sweating and then the wind's blowing, you have to be careful not get sick because of the wind blowing against your down your neck and down your shirt and down your coat and everything else. And then I guess the other thing that led into that was, as the day went on, the weather changed. You never could get a grip on the weather because a little bit later the wind slowed up a little and then the sun came out, so it was too hot to wear your jacket, so you take your jacket off, and shortly after that the clouds came back over, the wind picked up tremendously, and by the time we got in here to
Fromista tonight. I wanted to put my gloves, my hat, my coat back on because the weather had changed so dramatically all day. So today was probably the different changes in the weather was probably the toughest that we've had to deal with. It's been more consistent on most days than it was today. But today was tough, and it was mentally tough to decide, do I take the jacket off, do I put the jacket on, is it too cold, is it too hot? So it was a constant, you really didn't really get it into a rhythm in walking, and it was a long day. It was 27 kilometers, so it was over 16 miles, 16 and a half miles. And so that combination probably made it the toughest day because we weren't expecting what we got today. And then there was long stretches between places to stop and rest and get something to eat. So this was probably a mentally draining day, more so than a physically draining day. Only I think Shirley would disagree that it was probably a physically draining day as well. Physically, I think that, they say you walk into shape on the Camino, and I think to some extent I have walked into it because now we're, you walk 10K and you think earlier and you thought that's tough, and now we're walking 20K pretty much, pushing it out, and it's okay, it's whatever. But sure, still dealing with some blister issues. We had to deal with one again tonight, but I think it was a reoccurrence of one previously. So, that's a never-ending thing right now that we have to deal with on a daily basis. But overall, the day we had a lot of great things because we walked on a Roman road today that was built on 26 BC. We got to go across a Roman bridge. It's interesting that bridges that were built by the Romans thousands of years ago are still working fine, and we have trouble with roads staying consistent now for 5 or 6 years. But beautiful bridges. We saw a lot of rivers. We walked along a canal that basically feeds thousands of acres of farmland, wheat fields, and different things. I put a picture and a video in on how they use that canal, and to use that as irrigation. And it's not what you think. It's not a lot of pumping and not a lot of machinery. It's put it in a drainage and it runs down through and feeds. So it was very interesting to see today. We got in here tonight. It's probably in the 50s tonight. Tomorrow it's supposed to get down here to 30 something tonight. So tomorrow morning it's going to be a little cooler. But I mean, we saw some great sights today. A lot of beautiful fields. I put in a video of. I'm going to put in a video of the wheat fields. At one time I was looking at 3 different wheat fields in the wind that were three or four different colors. So I'm liking the beauty. I'm liking the scenery. I saw a quote on an overpass a couple days ago that said, nature is God's glitter. So it was some unknown overpass author, but that's pretty much what we're dealing with now is, this nature is it's pretty outstanding, and stuff that we're seeing is outstanding. And you can get caught up and you want to say, well, I wish this wind would quit, but you're hesitant to do that because 3 days from now it may be 85 degrees and you're begging for a breeze. So we're not going to say anything. We're just going to grin and bear it and do the best we can through it. It's not been unbearable. It's not been a lot of fun sometimes as far as dealing with the wind, but it is what it is. And this is the pilgrimage, and we're hoping to get out of it what we put into it. And overall, we're not going to complain. We're just going to enjoy every day and expect the best at the end of the day. We had a great meal tonight. Went down the street and had a pilgrim's meal. I think I had ribs, and Sherry had salmon. So you can't complain about that either. So that's pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoy what we saw today. And tomorrow we're off to Carrion de los Condes, right? And it's supposed to be a shorter day, but today was supposed to be a shorter day. So we'll give you an update tomorrow on what really happens, but
we'll see.
We'll see. Anything you want to add? No. Sherry's still battling through some setbacks, but she's battling through like a champ, and we're looking forward to tomorrow. Another great day on the Camino. Even though it was a challenging day, I can't complain on that. Buen Camino.